we're going to invite Amelia Pascoe to the stage. Amelia works for MPI as a Principal Advisor in Conservation. Amelia has 20 plus years of experience in all things biosecurity, from border surveillance to pest management. So Amelia is really well placed to introduce and talk about this next topic. Could I say push the button on an action plan? Launch an action plan? I can say that? Yeah. Great. So welcome.
Thank you. Kia ora koutou, ko Amelia Pascoe tōko ingoa. As Craig said, I've worked with MPI now for over 20 years in a broad range of roles, primarily with Biosecurity New Zealand. The focus of my current role, Principal Advisor Conservation, is to help facilitate connections and relationships between biosecurity and biodiversity systems. In the time I've been with Biosecurity New Zealand, I've also worked on the development and implementation of the two previous strategies, Tia Kina Aotearoa from 2003, also affectionately known as the Kakapo document, and Biosecurity 2025, both which have now expired. So I'm really pleased to be here today to launch, hot off the press, the new strategic direction for the biosecurity system as captured in the Biosecurity System Action Plan. So New Zealand has one of the best biosecurity systems in the world, and it needs to be. We've got much more to lose than most and so much to gain. New Zealand's biosecurity system manages risk through multiple layers of protection that act like a series of nets, where harmful pests and diseases are filtered out at every step. The system is designed to manage as much of the risk offshore as it can, and every layer is connected and one cannot operate successfully without the other. There are so many things that are going right in our biosecurity system, and we do have strength in every layer. For example, the tremendous influence that New Zealand has in our international standard-setting bodies, the robust and evidence-based risk assessment and import regulations which manage the risk offshore and enable trade. There's the privileged market access conditions that New Zealand enjoys because of the trust our trading partners have in the system. There's continuous innovation happening at the border, which means that people can focus on the risks that matter most. There's the government and industry agreement partnership for biosecurity readiness and response, which goes from strength to strength. And then there's the One Health approaches for pests and diseases that impact plant, human, animal and environmental health, such as the highly pathogenic avian influenza readiness program, which is led by Biosecurity New Zealand, DOC and health agencies, but involves so many others. There's New Zealand's surveillance, investigation and response systems, which are designed to protect and manage incursions of high-impact species before they have a chance to establish and spread. There's the national and regional pest management programs involving numerous parties to collectively manage established pests and diseases that cause significant damage and that are very difficult to control. And wallabies, wildings, Corbicula, Callirpa are all just a few examples of those. And of course, there's the vast number of pest management activities that are taken at place by businesses and communities, and we've heard a lot about those today and I'm sure in previous days. One of the greatest strengths of the system is the almost universal understanding that among New Zealanders of the importance of biosecurity for our country. And everyone has a role to play in managing that risk. And New Zealand might not have the resources that a lot of other countries have, but collectively we make good choices about where to invest, and we're good at working together to do practical things that make a real difference. However, our biosecurity system is also under constant pressure and it's stretched tight. Some of those pressures are self-imposed due to our ambition to do better. Other pressures we just need to respond to. There's no fat left in the system, and we've used up all the coins down the back of the couch. We only got difficult prioritisation choices to make now. And while our biosecurity system does have many impressive features, there is still much room for improvement. Over the last few years, Biosecurity New Zealand has been working with people and organisations from across the biosecurity system to agree where the next priorities for strengthening New Zealand's biosecurity system lie, and how to make the best use of existing collective resources to drive the necessary change. Today, I'm really pleased to be able to announce the culmination of all this work through the release of a new Biosecurity System Action Plan. This plan builds on and replaces New Zealand's 2 previous strategies. It reflects the outcome of broad engagement and will be owned by those who are committed to action. It was finalised with the support of a steering group made up of people with diverse system interests, and I'll talk more about that group later. It includes a vision, a mission, outcomes and approach, and 16 tangible actions under 4 strategic themes. In the next few slides, I'll run through the actions under each theme and why people agreed these were the actions that mattered most. To see the full content of the plan, along with a long-form wording of each of the actions, you can pull up a copy from the website, which went live this morning, and I've also printed out a few copies which are available at the back of the room. So the first theme is around leadership and performance. Strong leadership and high-performing systems are the backbone of effective biosecurity. This theme is about creating the conditions for smarter, more inclusive and more accountable decision-making across the entire system. The focus of the 4 actions are on clarifying expectations of the biosecurity system and KPIs, roles and responsibilities, biosecurity data and making better use of that, and strengthening risk management of invasive aquatic pests and diseases. We need a shared understanding of what success looks like for biosecurity. Clear expectations and measurable outcomes help us make better decisions and track progress across the system. Biosecurity is a shared responsibility. When everybody knows their role and is empowered to lead, we get better coordination, stronger accountability, and more resilient outcomes. We're also sitting on a goldmine of biosecurity data, but it's underused. Better data sharing and integration, done in a culturally responsible way, can unlock smarter decisions, faster responses, and more strategic investments. Our freshwater and marine environments are vital but vulnerable. Aquatic pests are hard to see and harder to manage. Increasing in prevention and readiness now will protect what we care about for the future. The second theme is around effective partnerships. Biosecurity is a team effort. This theme is about building genuine partnerships that empower people, grow capability, and connect local action to national outcomes. Whether you're on the ground or at the border, collaboration is key to a resilient system. The focus of these 4 actions are around establishing a domestic emerging risk network, local and regional biosecurity initiatives, training and support tools, and importer, exporter and grower initiatives. We already scan for offshore threats, but we need to be just as sharp at spotting emerging risks here at home. A domestic emerging risk network will help us connect the dots faster, share intelligence, and respond more effectively to shifting risks. Great things are already happening in regions and communities. By scaling up what works, we can turn local successes into national strength, while keeping solutions grounded in local realities. Capability starts with people. Practical, tailored training helps individuals and organisations take confident action. When tools are easy to access and fit for purpose, biosecurity becomes part of everyday practice. Importers, exporters and growers are on the front lines. Their actions shape risk. Supporting and recognising industry leadership helps embed biosecurity into business as usual, making prevention smarter and more sustainable. The third theme is around prioritisation and investment. In a world of growing biosecurity challenges and limited resources, we need to be smart about where we focus our efforts. This theme is about making sure our investments of time, money and capability are delivering the greatest impact for New Zealand's biosecurity system. The focus of these 4 actions is on prioritisation tools, better understanding the impacts of pests and diseases on social and cultural values, critical biosecurity infrastructure, and industry biosecurity levies. We need to make tough choices. Structured, evidence-based tools help ensure we're investing in the right things and making the most of everyone's contributions. And biosecurity isn't just about pests, it's about people. Understanding how pests and diseases affect our way of life helps us respond to risks in a way that's more inclusive, trusted, and effective. From labs to data systems to skilled people, our infrastructure underpins the whole system. A long-term plan ensures we're ready for the future, avoid duplication, and invest where it counts, across land, freshwater, and marine domains. Industry plays a vital role in funding biosecurity. A simpler, more transparent levy system gives everyone more certainty, reduces administrative burden, and supports long-term planning and readiness. The final theme is around research and technology. Biosecurity must keep pace with change. This theme is about harnessing innovation, scientific, technological, and cultural, to tackle today's challenges and prepare for tomorrow's. It's about making sure our tools, knowledge, and partnerships are fit for the future. The focus of these 4 actions is around new and emerging technologies and data analytics, addressing major biosecurity challenges, connections between science and local and traditional knowledge, and pest and disease control tools. Tools like AI, eDNA, and UAVs can transform biosecurity, but only if we use them well. Safe, inclusive, and evidence-based adoption helps us detect threats earlier, act faster, and make smarter decisions. And big challenges need joined-up thinking. A shared research and investment roadmap helps us stay ahead of emerging risks, align efforts across sectors, and respond to global change with agility. Local and traditional knowledge, such as Mataranga Māori, brings deep, place-based insight that complements science. When we connect these knowledge systems, we build stronger partnerships and more resilient, culturally grounded biosecurity solutions. And we know our toolkit is under pressure. We need more options, biological, chemical, and physical, that are safe, effective, and adaptable to different environments, especially where eradication is tough. So that's the snapshot of the plan. The big question is, how are we going to deliver it, or how is it going to be delivered? So the steering group, a steering group was established to help finalise the plan, and they're now going to help guide its delivery. This group brings together members with strong connections from across the biosecurity system, spanning government, Māori, industry, science, and community sectors. Their role is to champion the plan, foster conversations across their networks, and help build their momentum to turn intent into action. By drawing on diverse perspectives and deep sector knowledge, the steering group will oversee delivery and monitoring of the plan to keep it focused, inclusive, and impactful. We've also learned some very valuable lessons. The last Biosecurity 2025 strategy was hugely successful in building collective ownership across the system and for managing biosecurity risks and issues. However, it was very ambitious, required significant resources from partners, stakeholders, and government, and it did not achieve many of its other goals. We know resourcing is stretched across the board, so this time we're taking a more pragmatic approach. Actions have been selected to reflect the interests and priorities of a broad range of system participants. Through the drafting of the plan, many organisations have already shown interest in leading or supporting actions. Now that the plan has been released, we want to confirm those expressions of interest and invite others to join. Implementation will be flexible and coordinated, with delivery approaches for each action tailored by those involved to meet collective needs. We'll draw on the good thinking that's already been done under previous strategies. We'll build on what's already planned and integrate actions into existing work programs. The plan will be delivered in stages with sequencing shaped by the level of interest, commitment and available resources. This is now an open invitation to everyone who wants to help build a better biosecurity system. We want to know which actions you're interested in, what roles you think you could play, and what planned work you're aware of that might help contribute to the delivery of actions. To find out more about the plan, each of the actions and the next steps, go and have a look at the website, and we'll look forward to hearing from you and finding out how you want to get involved. Thank you. Sure.
Right, folks, we have a roving mic. Anyone have any questions? Just put your hand up and the mic will turn up. No? Okay,
It's
fine.
mandatory.
Oh, here we go.
Not specifically for MPI, but for the audience in general. Speaking as a non-professional, one of the issues that I would like to see addressed is that more of the people who actually know what's going on in the field be communicating it to the uneducated public. That's a request from me to you.
Thank you, Arnhem, and it's a common theme. So thank you for the call. Please take this home with you. That's our challenge, right? To be part of this new system of biosecurity, to be part of the new action plans. So the offer is engage at a local level, at an organisational level. So thank you very much.